Hey everybody, welcome back to chemistry. If I can blow up the slide, please. Okay, this problem reads as follows. Electrons in the fourth energy level of an excited atom will emit photons as they fall to lower energy levels. Determine how many different electron transitions are possible when an electron falls from the fourth energy level to the first energy level. Okay, if I can minimize the slide. Okay, so here I sort of have the picture I'm usually using to describe the Bohr model of the atom. And so you might remember the Bohr model of the atom. There's a nucleus in the center, as you would expect. And then around the nucleus are orbits that the electron can travel in. And so in this problem, what you're thinking about here is that you had enough energy to bump this electron here to the fourth energy level. And then you're trying to figure out the number of possible transitions that this electron can make when it falls back to the first energy level. So let me describe one obvious transition it can make. So one obvious transition it can make is it can just go from 4 all the way to 1. Okay, so basically you have an electron here that's in the fourth energy level and it falls all the way back to the first energy level. So this is a particular transition. This is one of several transitions this electron can make. Now, you actually could work out the energy involved in the transition. And so if you take this energy here from the first energy level and subtract from it the fourth energy level, that will tell you the amount of joules that the electron is losing. And when the electron is losing that number of joules, those joules go into a photon. So for each transition, you get a particular photon of a certain number of joules, which is energy, which has a particular wavelength. Now here's the thing, it may not be necessarily true that the electron goes from 4 all the way down to 1. Let me show you another possibility. Another possibility, it can first jump to 3, and when it does, it'll do this. It goes from 4 to 3. The amount of energy lost by the electron will go into the energy of the photon release. So we'll call this transition 2. That's one possibility. But then once it's in 3, it has to go all the way back down to 1. So here, the electron will fall here. And so it's going to go from here all the way to the first energy level. So this is another transition that the electron can make. I'll put a 3 here. So an important point to point out is that all these transitions involve different changes of energy of the electron, and so they're going to release photons of different energy. Now there are a few more that we need to pick up. So another possibility is your electron may leave the fourth energy level and go into the second energy level, and then once it's there, fall into the first. So it looks like we'll have a little bit of room here. So I'm going to go from the fourth energy level to the second energy level. This is another transition, which is a possibility. And so that's going to be a different change of energy than all the rest and release a photon of a particular energy and a particular wavelength. And then we have this other transition from 2 to 1, which is new. And so that's going to release a photon of a particular wavelength. So the final possibility is this. You can have an electron here fall from 4 to 3, and then 3 to 2, and then 2 to 1. So it's going to look like this, falls from 4 to 3, and then from 3 to 2, and 2 to 1. Okay, so if you look carefully, this transition that is possible, we've already counted for with transition 2, so we don't want to do it twice. This transition here from 2 to 1, we've already counted for here with transition 5, so we don't have to worry about that either. So we'll forget about those. This is a new transition from 3 to 2. So this is the 6th possible transition that could happen and could release a photon of particular energy. So the answer to the question is there are 6 different transitions the electrons can go through, releasing 6 different kinds of photons with different amounts of energy when the electron falls from the fourth energy level to the first energy level. Thank you for listening.